Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
My mama always said that stupid is as stupid does. She also said life is like a box of chocolates. My mama likes saying things that sort of make sense until you think about them. Then, not so much. Sort of like these two. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, and one more thing. This is Dave Juan.
Yeah.
On that note, and 3,
Number 2.
1.
Whoopah!
Oh my goodness gracious, we are back. Yes.
Back.
Yes, as always.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, America. Those of you that Facebook are allowing to see us this week, for that subset of America, but for all of America, in advance, you're welcome.
That's right. That's right.
You're welcome.
And we're going to say you're welcome because you're going to do something for us right now because Facebook is jacking with our ad page.
Hang on.
Our ability to run ads.
And by the way, Mr. Semino,
Oh, that's right. That's
who
right.
are we? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. Every single person applauding right now. Juan's going to have a job for you. Who'd have thought that we have to care about something we just do messing around? Just totally for fun. Totally, I think my wife laughs and sometimes is interested, like how committed we are to getting this puppy done.
Yeah.
But
not only do we not get paid, we invest time and resources into this thing.
Are you kidding me? I set an alarm. I didn't have to set much of an alarm this morning. It's Saturday morning, but we do. But and then Facebook and its infinite wisdom is screwing stuff up for us. Yeah.
Right. It all started a couple weeks ago when I used the C word, not the C word that I would normally think of.
Yeah.
It's not the 7 words you can't say on TV, right. C word, but the disease C word.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no claim about it. I just used the word.
Shame. You cannot.
We got throttled. Got warning about accuracy and false information.
It's Lord Voldemort, man. Whatever they call it. You cannot say the word. You just can't do it.
Then I've actually been working. Facebook does this thing where you can get like a marketing pro. It's a meta business marketing pro. That for a certain number of sessions will guide you, give you tips, analyze your stuff. So I've been doing that.
For those of you out there that are just really worried about how to do this yourself, those of you that are sitting there and saying, if these two quacks can do a podcast, how hard can it be? I mean, seriously, how hard can it be? Well, Juan's telling you some of the joys of
So he suggested I tweak the age range of the audience. He said, all right, look, most of your people are in this age range that are hitting it, but so you're spending a little money in this. I would stop spending money in that. So basically you just go click and change the age range.
Okay.
Well, so I did that and I don't know what that triggered. But I started getting all kind of warnings and I'm saying, well, I don't know what that means. And all of a sudden my ad account is deactivated. Can't run an ad. So the request for all you people is right now, you're going to save us from running ads because you're going to stop at this point, pause this and share it, tell your friends. That'll get more than, that'll save me some money, but it'll also, float our egos because basically that's what I spend the money for to, float my ego.
Oh man.
But
what a pitch that is. Yeah.
I'm still battling. Then the meta marketing professional puts in a request ticket for me.
Okay.
On my behalf, and you can see it in the email, his name and signature with his title and position.
Mm-hmm.
I get an email back to him to my address or my email address last night but addressed to Dear Isaiah. You do not seem to have access to this page, so we are closing this ticket.
There you go, Isaiah. You know what you ought to do
so-
on behalf of Isaiah? Quit. You ought
Yeah.
to respond. I am offended. You would say, I have no authority here. Consider this my resignation immediately, and I am taking all my gear with me. I dare you to come. Just go ahead. Just
Hey,
I don't know.
that'd be
Maybe
a
Isaiah was a good guy.
great
I'm
way to
sorry.
quit. Oh,
Maybe-
he's a nice fella. I
Maybe
mean,
Isaiah's a great guy. I'm just amazed you're talking to anybody with. There's certain
Yeah.
companies that whenever you talk, like, oh, I'm talking to somebody from, they'd be like, you know, I was a while back. My business stuff runs through Google. I'm sorry, it just does. I
Mhm.
kind of wish it didn't. I read all these things that say, man, whatever you do, don't be dependent on. All right, sorry, they were the easiest thing to set up, you know, business wise.
Yeah.
But I was having, and I guess I pay, so I'm a paying customer. I'm not, you know, they ding me all the time for storage and things I got. So I guess
Mhm.
that was, I couldn't find it probably right now. If you gave me 30 minutes to find the number to call for Google support, I probably couldn't do it.
Oh, and if you found it, would anybody answer?
Well, at one time, I remember I was talking to somebody from Google, and I kept thinking that this is one of the largest companies in the world, right? And I'm amazed to be talking to somebody from them. Like, wait a minute, you're on the inside of Google, or whenever you're. Who was it the other day? I was having an issue with something, and they asked me for permission to access my account or something. Well, can I change that on this end? It was I think it was GoDaddy. Yeah, it was for websites.
Mhm.
And you know, it's always weird. I just want to say, can you send me a picture of what you're doing? Like I'd like to see. Like if I'm giving you access to my, what else you got access to? What else are you looking at? But it's the world we're living in, man. So hey, good luck
Mhm.
with that. And like I said, America, help us out there. Help a brother out if you can, because we apparently have been, I don't know, we hit a tripwire somewhere, and we're not even that. It's funny how you get in
we're
trouble.
Small potatoes.
Yeah, you get throttled for stuff when, let's think about it. The subject matter that, again, it wasn't even what we said. I guess it was just in the write-up, in the description of that podcast. And it's the subject that every commercial, I don't know if I'm hearing as many of them these days, but let's think about it. Every radio commercial, most TV commercials, everywhere, all you heard forever is that.
Yeah, you still hear some here. About,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But okay, whatever. There it is. And I got to tell you, last week's podcast, man, come on.
The best.
Come on. I had several people tell me, man, that was a good one. Well, glad you got it, because it looked like you and about 30 other people may have. You know, you look at it saying, did 1,000 people see this one? No, it's 23. What? Wait a minute.
That's nice.
Hang on,
Thank
man.
you to those who did see it.
Man, you had to fight for it. You had to find it. There you go. We're like that really good BlackBerry at the back of the bush. You know, when you go see,
You gotta get you a couple stickers.
you remember that, man? You go blackberry picking, and then, you know, you'd hit a blackberry bush that, you know, other couillons in your neighborhood may have had, and they take all the ones on the outside. But then you look inside that blackberry bush. Oh, they got some good ones. Oh, they back there. Oh man, it's like Indiana Jones trying to contort your arm.
Because of course you're not going to be picking blackberries with gloves or sleeves or anything.
Ew, no. I think I'm just getting rid of most of the poison ivy I got on my last trip to but I don't know what. Again, I think it's just age. I think I'm just getting old, that I'm susceptible to the stuff now. That, or they got some really strong.
Yeah, I think your susceptibility to stuff changes and your ability to fight it. Like, you know, I used to not be susceptible to calories at all.
They catch up to you, man.
Yeah. So now that weekly Sonic hot dog is, does a number.
Yeah, but it just tastes better, man. You just do one a week. You just do one a week.
No, I don't know. It's my routine on Fridays because I get off at 12, and so on my way home I swing by Sonic and grab one to eat at home. So that way, when I drop the chili on my shirt, it's not as big a deal.
Strategic eating, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. My reward meal for the week: Sonic hot dog, sticking out of the bun. All good. All good.
So you were talking about, in Thibodeau last week. I guess your son's is started school.
Well, we got him set up. Yeah, he's knock wood, man. Started school, got a new job. And I mostly mean this as a joke. And I realize I come across pretty harsh sometimes with him, but I'm regularly, they fire you yet? Like, how was day one? And again, we talk about new generations and who talks and who doesn't. They don't talk. They don't communicate. I've had people ask me, "How's your son's first week on the job?" Got no idea. I got no idea. I think he's still going, which means he's there. But yeah, he sent me. How's your first day on the job? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Haley, you got 2 words, man. That's
By
great.
the way, pretty good is one of the worst descriptions to tell somebody how something's going, unless it's, to me, pretty good means not really good.
Yeah,
right?
all right.
Yeah, exactly. See, so how, if I say how things are going, you say good. All right. That means they're going good, or they're going bad. Pretty good means
Could be better.
you
Could
want
be
me
worse.
to, you want me to tell you it's good, but I'm not going to tell you it's good because it's not. So I'm going to say it's pretty good. And even the word pretty, why pretty right there? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do a little research on that. How does that pretty does not mean
Right. It's not an
slight.
adjective. It's
Exactly.
not an adverb.
It doesn't mean pretty doesn't mean a little. Pretty doesn't mean partially. Pretty means
quantity.
Pretty means pretty. And I'm saying that there may be 17 other definitions for pretty that we don't know about. But anyway, so he's doing that. He's setting good and apparently going to school. So hey, but yeah, he's down there. A couple things happened when we were down, which I forgot to talk about. And I want to give a shout out because we made so much fun of it before. Apparently, a great shout out is owed to the Popeyes on Acadia, right there in Thibodeau.
Yeah, by the hospital, huh?
One near the hospital. Now I have myself.
I heard one was good. That must be the one.
Oh, really? That is so funny because I even wrote about this where we have a running joke that Popeye's food is so good that you will put up with DMV level service, right? I mean, all of us. So, it's just good, man. You ain't you'll stand in a line, you'll wait in your car. If they tell you to go,
block traffic because 17 people want that sandwich and it takes 10 minutes a piece.
They'll say, look, we got a new corporate policy. You got to go stand over there on one leg for 30 seconds to get a sandwich. You're going to do it. You're going to say, man, right. They must have a reason. It's probably going to taste better after I do that. So Popeye's food, we just always loved it. The service is, so we had a bunch of folks over at the time, and my wife went to make do a Popeye's pickup. I was doing yard work, getting poison ivy. She went off to get food.
She was doing an important job, getting Popeyes.
And here's the deal,
you got to figure it was a good shot that it was going to take her longer than you.
I was betting I would get the yard work done, get a shower, maybe have a beer in me by the time she gets back. I mean, that's because she was going, I think the first time she hit it was like 25 piece, and whatever. Well, that's usually, you factor in about a minute a piece. I mean, that's like, you probably, that's what you're looking at. And she said she hit the drive-through and ordered. And by the time she got to the window, they had it.
Wow.
They took her payment and had it. And I'm like, man, you better count that. That's impossible. That's never in the history of Popeyes. Well, she gets back and realizes we had more people popping in than we expected. Now, our biggest fear in life, I guess, is to have not enough food.
That's a Cajun thing, man.
Okay. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, you got a 25 piece. We don't have 25 people here. I probably had 12 people.
But you got to figure enough means, another meal later in the day or tomorrow or to take home.
So she decides unannounced, like I look around, where's my wife? She's gone. She went back to get another, and when she got there, there was like 7 cars in line. So she went into the Popeyes and she had made the order, and the young girl didn't know how to enter, like, and it's kind of interesting. Like I think there's a 25 piece special or something, but it wasn't on their
on the menu, on their POS.
So she's kind of stunned. And she said, man, this manager, just who's working on lawyers, kind of walks over there, says, "Hey, how you doing?" Gets it all entered, friend, nothing you expect from Popeyes, right?
He actually spoke to you with a pleasant
Oh,
tone.
help the girl out. She was like, "Okay, got it." And she said, "Man, it was like a race car crew back there. They were like talking and not a lot of no yelling. Just hey, get to the." It was a machine, and I was impressed as all get out, man.
Well,
Popeyes.
shout out to Popeyes and Thibodeau.
That's right, that one. And to my look, and I'm going to fess up. So there are two Popeyes in Thibodeau, and she asked me, where we're located. The house is right near Nichols, and I'm like, I don't know. I think the one on Acadia is closer, but the other one, and this is I'm gonna admit this right now. This I should not think this way, but we've talked about parts of Thibodeau being kind of interesting now, right? And I told her, I said, I got a feeling the other one's probably safer, and it's farther away from where most of the meth deals are going down.
Where's the other one, on Canal?
I think it's out toward the Walmart. Those of you that are not near,
It's over there.
sorry for the scintillating talk about Facebook and now where the Popeyes are located in Thibodeau. But so she decided to go not to the one that I said probably, and that was amazing, but got it done. And on our drive back to Louisiana that day, I'm sorry, to Texas that day, she must have spent 20 minutes on the Popeyes app. She actually scanned the receipt. She kept it to try to get that manager promoted. She was like, "Man,
Nice.
you don't need this person in corporate." Whoever. I was like, there you go. So for all the grief we give them, at least for that was the Whitney Houston song, "One Moment in Time," for that one moment on a rainy, and I mean a rainy Sunday lunchtime. They nailed it.
Well, good on Popeyes, good on her for, I'm sure most restaurants only get bad complaints.
That's
or
all you're
bad
gonna get.
reviews.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing about I don't trust reviews. You just can't, because you don't get average. Nobody gives you
Yeah.
average. It's either going to be, "This is the worst experience ever. I hate these people. You ought to fire them," or like that, right? I get annoyed. I wouldn't mind giving feedback. It's one of two things. You got to give me an incentive to do that. Like give me something, right? Like, what do I get? Do I get something % off the next time I eat? Right? You're asking for my time,
Right.
like my time, because you're too cheap to do this yourself. I go, so my time. So give me some incentive, or make it simple enough. Don't ask me for an investment of
Right.
5 minutes.
I gotta scroll down this 10-foot long receipt to find your QR code to get there.
Well, not even that. I get the email, you get the follow-up emails, and I'm just like, no. I can't tell you how many I've bailed out on, where I'm like, well, I'm sitting here, let me see, I'll do it, and I'll click and I'll answer one question, and then maybe the second, then I'm like, how many questions are on this survey?
Yeah.
Y'all delete. I ain't doing this. I mean, no.
Hey, you can do like the weather app, and every now and then you'll just get this pop up. It says, "Do you love the weather app?"
Yes.
Yes.
Care to do a review? Not now.
No.
Always. I get that at Sam's. And you know me, Sam's. I think one time I gave Sam's the review, but yeah, I'm walking out of Sam's half the time. It's like the cheat code. I do all my shopping there now with, you just scan it yourself on your phone, and you have your credit card loaded in there. So when it comes time to leave, you just swipe and you show them the thing on the way out, man. It's like a cheat code. I love it. I feel so superior walking by these long lines of people at Sam's. I want to help them. It's like, you guys all have phones.
Yeah.
Look how easy this is.
Well,
Look at this.
Yeah. Talking about Sam's, I'm pulling this up on my phone. Last night, friend of the show, Gene,
Hello, Gene.
sent me a note with a picture of a shirt that was available at Sam's here in Baton Rouge. And it's the graphic tee. And I'm going to send you a picture.
Louisiana.
The Louisiana, the Bayou State, with a nice mountain scene.
That looks like Denver.
And an elk on the graphic. So
that, man, I know it's too late. I wish he'd have bought it. I'd pay money.
And he may have, I'll swing by and grab it.
I want that shirt. I want that shirt. That is the best. Was it Walmart?
No, it's Sam's. Sam's in Baton Rouge.
Sam's. Wow. I'm gonna have to hit my Sam's here, man. Give me a reason to get out there today. I got a Saturday basically by myself. So I got one son that's off, and the other one is back, but he's with my wife today. They're doing some training, some church training. They never had church training back in the day. You got to be all the background checks, all the right. I guess for good reason, right? You got to do all the what you can. I'm pretty sure that's the training they're doing today. She's gonna probably hear this and say that's not what we did.
It is what it is.
It's
now.
also a good way to avoid not being asked to do a lot of things. Like, are you blah 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 certified? Apparently, I'm not. Sorry. I could be a hatchet murderer. You don't know. You don't know what my background is. So don't let me around the kids. I'll just be.
Well, I went to a training at my church. This is a couple of years ago before the disease plagued the world.
Yes, that's what we'll just call it. The disease formerly known as.
Yeah. So I was going to be a volunteer. We have a prison ministry at my church.
As do we. That's a good.
Yeah. And they actually go to Angola.
Whoa. That's they're serious about it. They ain't visiting. They're not visiting the country club.
No, it's not the the low security prison.
Yeah, you ain't dealing with tax cheats at Angola.
Yeah. So I was never able to go though, because they stopped it because of
because of that.
Mm-hmm. But part of the training, they tell you like your wardrobe, you can't wear jeans, because the prisoners wear jeans.
Oh.
And if you wear jeans, you'll have to go through all kind of hoops to get out because they'll wonder if you're a prisoner.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should say bruh, you see the jeans I wear. Ain't no prisoner wearing these jeans. They got strategic tears in them. They got some fake mud stains. I paid $250.
That's right. See this rip right here? My toe.
Man, listen. They ain't wearing gerbos in that place. Yeah. Not like me, man. Yeah.
Jordache.
They got
Jordache used to be so blue they turn your hands and your underwear blue.
There you go. You were happy about that, man. That was quality. Right. That we thought that was quality back in the day. Man, these things are so expensive. They put more dye in there than they need. It dyes everything. You take them off if you don't wash them the first time you wear them, your legs look like a Smurf. You
don't have to wear them the next time. Just go out. Your legs are just as blue as the jeans.
Well, yeah, that's some serious stuff. Doing it ain't go. Hey, there you go. Literally doing God's work. Go ahead. Good. Good on that. But you remember, they may not have done this or promoted it as much when you were a youngin'. But what age were we where they would talk about, we'd have people going to the Angola State Prison, rodeo.
Oh, they still do that?
Well, I'm sure they do it, but I can remember the way, I don't know if they officially promoted it this way, but I know this is what we were all told. All right, man, you got to go to that rodeo because these guys, they don't care. They in there forever. They don't care if they're going to get killed. They're crazy. You want to see what these guys do.
They get hurt. They go to the hospital. They're out of jail for a while.
Man, I am not kidding. And I doubt seriously that my dad ever got on the Galliana Junior High announcements in the morning and said, now, kids, let me tell you why you really want to see the Angola rodeo. These guys are crazy. You talk about foo. Oh, saucy and foo. They're going to be in jail for the rest of their lives. Most of them.
They get an extra pack of cigarettes if they stay on the bull the longest.
Most of them have taken lives. So nobody's even upset. Nobody's even upset when they get hurt. Nobody. The people in the crowd are like, wow, that's great. And the people they got hurt, if they don't die, they get to go to hospital. Yeah. That's a and even
that's a plus. It's like a vacation.
And even if they do die, they're like, I was in prison. I don't care anyway. But anyway, that's sort of how they sold it back in the day. I doubt that's what they do, today. So there you go. I don't do they. I'm impressed they still put anybody in jail because apparently looking around, I'm serious. I don't think
those are the ones that are just already there.
I think so. I really do. You got to feel bad. You got to feel bad if you're, for other reasons besides life choices, if you're in prison for any amount of time for doing, say, I don't know, robbery, assault and whatever. They barely arrest people for that now. and put them out. It seems like it's a joke. It's almost like, no, come on, that's not happening. But you see, like this guy, and it was New York. Which, come on, New York, what up? Like this guy he was in jail for a while. He's like a sex offender or something. All right, this dude's out. He puts on, like, totally premeditated, just clocks this guy. Just walks up and just clocks this guy. I think he cracked his skull. I don't know if he killed him, but he, like, laid the guy out that day without bail. Huh? It's almost like they're trying to get it to the point of, like, a movie. The movie writes itself. Call it what you want. Some kind of vigilante. We're just like a bunch of people. Maybe to start on the bayou, right? A bunch of guys sitting around saying, you know what? Time to saddle up. Time to,
Well, maybe we could do like the Cajun Navy. Instead of going rescue people from hurricanes
there you go,
and natural disasters.
Roll in. Just, the Cajun, it used to be the Guardian Angels in New York, right? They were the Guardian Angels that did, that'd be time to go make things right, man.
That would be a good movie.
Go back and watch the old Chuck Bronson movie. What was it? Death Wish, the very first one. Yeah. Yeah. Kids, we are not recommending vigilantism, but they're getting to the point. It's getting to the point.
I heard, and I didn't read the story because I'm not going to give that stuff my time. I just saw the headline where apparently the mayor of New Orleans this week was in court on behalf of some, I guess, juvenile offenders.
I didn't read it. A buddy of mine shoots me things now. He's all over, like, he's all over the New Orleans stuff. He's like, man, I gotta talk about New Orleans. Well, we try not to. I'm actually going to New Orleans in a couple months, but I think I may drive only so I can be armed. That's literally that's a problem. That I'm have to borrow some, because I'm just like, man, I don't think I want to walk around New Orleans just having to go total MMA. But he sends me things with the fair Latoya,
Latoya the Destroyer,
the stuff she's up to. Yeah, and one was she's testifying on behalf of carjacking people. Huh? Good. Hey,
I'm assuming it's because the transit system in New Orleans is not what it needs to be.
Must be.
Yeah, you got to get it right.
So yet again, voters of New Orleans, good work with it. Good job. Good job on that. And that, and apparently this thing about it's funny, but she announced a while back, or let it fly, Target. They were going to open up a Target in East New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, Target came out and said, whoa, pump the brakes there. Wait, what?
Target's copyrighted. It's, we've got it's our trademark, and it ain't us.
Target, yeah. I don't know what y'all doing. And my buddy sent me something saying, I think they're talking about a location that used to have a Lowe's, right? There was a Lowe's hardware there, and it couldn't make it, apparently, for either crime or theft, or, and you're saying it's harder to steal, lawnmowers and barbecue pits.
Right. They sell big stuff.
And although that said, it's always amazing to me. I was in Lowe's the other day, and what was I checking out? There was something I was leaving with, and they had to do the scan. Like, it's always interesting, the items that they have to put the little chips on, and it's usually the stuff like, that stuff's getting stolen all the time. And I had to ask her, I said, people steal those things? She just looked at me and goes, people steal everything. People steal. Like, man, I feel bad about humanity sometimes. Like, cut it out. It used to be the lawn lights. I used to use them around Christmas now, but I used to have, the little stakes, you put them in the ground, and you just screw in, and it's very easy, and you can, they throw a bunch of light. And there was a stretch where a lot of these, I guess, these yard crews, or people that had yard crews, they were stealing them out of, because you would get hired to do a landscaping job, sell it. Yeah. So like, yeah, you can move something for $10 a light when you stole it from Lowe's.
Yeah. It's a pretty high profit margin.
Profit margin's pretty high. So that's I remember when that was going on, I'm just shaking my head saying, golly, people, come on now. Come on, y'all. Let's be better than this. but apparently we're not. Apparently we're not. That's so good luck getting that target. For New Orleans East.
So I made a trip to New Orleans last night, or to the airport. And I had not been to the New Orleans airport, and I didn't even go in. We were just picking up a daughter of a friend who's in town, or daughter of a friend of my wife's. And I'm asking Joey on the way. I said, all right, where we exit? And she said, oh, it's just we're just picking her up. So it's just like you go the other way, just like you would go to the other airport. I said, it's a totally freaking new building. It's not the exact same way. How can it be the exact same way?
And was it?
No. I couldn't even figure out where I was driving around this sucker. It looked nice on the outside, but her plane, of course, was late, which meant I had to circle the airport for a good half hour. But young lady coming in from New York, who is an author, in for a couple book signing gigs.
Book signing gigs. That's interesting. What's the book about?
Her name is. I just wrote an hour and a half with the girl. I gotta read her name.
Just don't let her don't let her listen to the podcast. Whatever.
Addison Armstrong, and it's The War Librarian. So she writes historical fiction. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, okay. With all due respect, and she might be very talented. The older you get and the more you look into it, that's all they write is historical fiction. Most of the stuff they're telling you is a lie. Everybody's lying to you now, folks. We tell you.
It's just trust
me. All these historians, most of them, they're lying. They're lying. You got to go to the source material, because they fed us crap the whole. Man, it's amazing our history books, how full of nonsense and crap. So shout out to her at least admitting it. Hey, I'm gonna make this stuff up. I'm gonna pretend. We used to read this stuff like, they'd have these conversations. You'd be reading books and like these historical figures having nobody knew. Nobody was writing.
Who was there to take that down?
Nobody was writing this crap down. Come on. So I'm sorry. So she writes historical
she writes
fiction.
that. And it's just kind of said, well, tell me. And she's a history buff. So when she's reading or doing a story or reading historical information, she kind of does the what if angle.
Okay.
And then just takes the story in a different route. So I don't know.
My wife had a movie on the other day downstairs, and this is not even a criticism, because you watch what you enjoy, but she has there's a lot of stuff I like watching. She can't stand anything with sports, anything talking sports, right? To me, sometimes that's like, I can't wait for the football season to start, just because I don't watch the games. I'll watch people arguing and talking about the games, right? I enjoy that more. She's watching some show, and it was one of these things, like I can't remember the name of it, where I guess it's two different tracks, and this girl had something happen, and she could have had two different lives, and it kind of goes back and forth. And so I just sat down there, and I didn't mean it in a bad. I was probably like 20 seconds into watching this, and I went, "This looks bad." And instead of like being, sometimes I'll say that, and she just but she says, yeah, it is, and it's like, so we just like we're just invested in it now, and it's one of those things. So she was literally watching the last 20 minutes of it already. It's bad. The premise is bad, the acting's not great, the dialogue's not.
Well, sometimes you watch things, and I remember, and I still watch reality shows. There was years ago, the first season of Big Brother. That sucker was on 6 nights a week, and I watched it. Yeah, and so I'm sitting here, and it was like terrible from the get go. And you're sitting here, it's like, all right, it's got to get good. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And then it's like, well, certainly, at some point, it's gonna be worth the time. I'm this far in. I can't get out now. And it's like that with the show. It's like, well, I spent an hour and a half. And I'm sure the ending is going to just be killer.
The older I get, the better I am at bailing on stuff. I'll bail on a book. I'll bail on a column that's too long. I'll be like, nah, you ain't going nowhere with this. But it's prioritizing your time, folks. Prioritizing your time. So she's in town.
She's in town doing book signing in New Orleans and then in Baton Rouge, and
at the new Target, new Target on
the new Target in New Orleans East. But we're talking. She lives in Manhattan on the Upper East Side. So
yeah,
she
okay.
is a school teacher by education. She's a young girl, probably mid-20s. But she teaches English as a second language.
Oh, geez.
So I was asking her, just about the different languages in her classroom.
And I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, but there was a break in there somewhere. So hey,
Right. So I didn't even pay attention to it coming up.
I got
So,
I got another another cup of coffee. We're good to go.
Yeah.
It also gives. It's, you know what? This actually works. I actually like having a break now because it lets me know. All right, you're on the home stretch. Let's start. Let's start tying some things in.
Right.
Right.
It's like 4:30 in the afternoon, man.
You got a solid first half. Don't blow it in the second half. You just go, the coach.
Yeah.
You kind of get together at halftime. You say, hey, you're looking all right, but getting a little sloppy. You're getting a little sloppy. They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out the second half coming at you, bro. So you were talking. I think we'll even know where to cut off. Languages.
She's a English as a second language teacher in New York, and she was just listing for me the different languages that her students speak or their native languages. And when I tell you, it just like languages I had never heard of, which apparently there are a lot of. And not your basic French and Spanish and Italian.
And you wonder how different can all these languages be? Maybe they're very different. You know what I'm saying? You start getting into, because look, same thing here. Fort Bend is the county I live in. It's Fort Bend Harris. It's the Houston area. It's massive school districts. I want to say, I know there are 20 something to 30 something different languages spoken in the schools. And okay, I'm the old guy here. And we're biased because we speak English, and that's all we really speak. Poorly. We don't even speak it that well.
Right. That's evidence by this podcast week after week.
That's right. We barely get that. But I do think that's one of the things about a country is you kind of got to choose one and go with it, because otherwise you end up with a lot of the problems we had. Oh, we thought we had problems. That's the other thing too. The last year and a half, couple of the years have taught us.
Yeah, we were living on easy street.
Yeah, you think you got problems assimilating. Press 1 for English. No. Hang on.
Well, she was in Nashville, and she said, and she teaches third grade. She said 60% of her students in Nashville didn't speak English.
Yeah. No,
I wouldn't have thought Nashville was that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like country music people and young professionals.
It is. It's a stuff. Look, it's just like it's like New York. They can show you. They don't even show it much anymore because New York has gotten so bad. It's hard to hide. It's hard to hide how same thing. I got to go and look. I'm so let me preface all this stuff. So I have to go to Los Angeles in about 2 months, right? Downtown Los Angeles. I'm speaking in downtown Los Angeles, and it's hard when you're doing a meeting with folks and saying, not to be that guy, but I'm literally saying, okay, I need a place to stay when I'm there, and I don't ask. I'm not fancy. It'd be nice if I wasn't in the middle of a homeless encampment.
Yeah.
And what's funny, thankfully they got it. It's after I said it, I thought somebody would be offended, and then one of the young ladies on the call went, I know what you mean, but no, they just recently cleaned them out. Like they came in, and I don't know what they did, but they got rid of it. I'm like, well, you think they'll be back within 2 months? I'm not. I'm just saying.
How about if I go to the place where they never were?
How about Can you give me a place where I don't have to be careful not to step in feces or hypodermic needles on the way to work? I'd be cool with that. But that'll be interesting. So is this person visiting with you?
No, her grandmother lives here. My wife and her mother graduated together, or graduated from high school together. And she grew up in Boca Raton.
Hang on a sec. You. Okay, this 26-year-old author kind of got me off this day because hey, nothing. Don't take this wrong. So I'm thinking 26. How much time you doing teaching if you're writing a book on the side? I mean, that's not exactly right. How hard is your job that you're writing? Also writing. Now people have better time management than us, maybe. But grew up in Boca
Raton.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's. I don't know that everybody's rich that lives in Boca, but most of them.
I don't know. Well, her husband the author's husband.
Oh,
They went to high school together. She went to Vanderbilt. He went to Yale. Uh,
okay, never mind.
and
No, I don't.
and
I need to hear nothing more. I need to hear nothing more.
and as if the not knowing all those languages, but when I say not knowing the language, I don't mean how to speak it. I mean not knowing it existed.
Well,
if that didn't make me feel dumb enough,
I just want to point out. Oh, sorry.
And he's now at graduated from Yale. He is now at Cornell, in an 8-year program. Is an MBA and PhD program.
Oh God, I mean, look, I got to stop because I'm going to say mean stuff that I don't know these people. I don't know these people, man. Seriously. All right. But I just want to point out, hey, my wife went to Vanderbilt, bro. Right there off of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I went to
I tell her, I said,
I went to Harvard on the Bayou. I went to Harvard on the Bayou. I was in the bookstore the other day. Now, so Harvard, and I've not worked at Harvard. I've not spoken at Harvard. That would be hysterical. I would, but I've been there. I've been on the campus. I've been, okay. Hey, Harvard up yours, man. You know, they made Nichols stop saying years ago, Harvard on the Bayou. Like, oh, dude, it's a joke.
Like there was some level of confusion.
Yeah, like, oh, oh, wait a minute, that's we got patented it. You can't save it. It's a dude. We're right next to that's a guy wearing a registered Kunas shirt. Okay, like, come on, Harvard. So now there's shirts that say our Harvard on the Bayou. Yeah. Now, how does that fly? And I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like it.
It's you're giving in.
Exactly. Almost bought me an hour Harvard on the Bayou and just to scratch out the hour. No, bro, It's Harvard. When I was here, it was Harvard on the Bayou. I probably got a shirt somewhere around. But hey, the more you find out about Harvard, dude, they ought to be proud to say, hey, we're Nichols of the Northeast, because we were walking around like Harvard was all again. We just find out. I mean, not only is everybody lying to you today, they lied to you back then, guys. They sell you a bill of goods.
They'll tell you at Harvard, it's not the quality of the education, it's the quality of the name and the diploma.
It's a club. And by the way, notice that the most successful people that ever came out of Harvard never graduated Harvard. They all dropped out. Then you look back, Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, heck, I think even Matt Damon went to Harvard and didn't get.
That might have been that movie.
No, I think he did. I think Matt Damon did go to. Hang on a sec here. We hadn't done this in a while. Hey Siri, did Matt Damon go to Harvard?
Okay, I found this on the web for Did Matt Damon Go to Harvard? Check it out.
I wanted you to read it to me, Siri. Come on. Damon grew up in Cambridge. He spent 3 years at Harvard. There we go.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Sorry that I knew that, but I did. So Jason Bourne went to Harvard, but guess what? He didn't get out.
Yeah, he got smart before. Like you bailing on that movie.
That's right. But I stuck through with Nichols, man. I even went back for 4 years.
You're sending your offspring there.
Yeah. Well, you guys need something to do. I think he's gonna be it's kind of one of those like, all right, dude. It really is. It gets to the point of you're going to reach a certain age regardless. You want to do it with a degree or without a degree. Don't get me wrong. I'll go either way, but so I think he's doing well there. Going to. I was looking at a couple other things here to talk about. So I want to buy an old washing machine. I don't know where to find one, but I want to buy, spending a little time at my mom's house again. She's got a good old fashioned washing machine.
Yeah, the one that loads up on the top and just.
I was finding stuff to wash. I was having fun. And same thing with the dryer. I don't know if that dryer's turned up to 1,000 degrees. Man, you can wash and dry a big load of clothes in under an hour. Dude, are you kidding me?
We're not drying a full load of
stupid machine I got. Oh my gosh. It's like, even if you're doing light wash, like they got some settings on this machine that ought to be like, bro, this ain't even dirty. Like
Yeah.
that ought to be one of the knobs on one of the things on there. You got light, you got delicate, you got chore. We barely gonna get it wet, and then they got, man, it ain't even dirty. You're just putting it in here, right? And
We're
that will
gonna
take,
spray some perfume on it.
that's gonna take 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like, and I totally forgot, man, you got a machine. You throw the stuff in there, that thing starts filling up like the Titanic didn't take on water as fast
And
as
check this out. If you open the top, you can soak stuff in there.
it's still going. It won't stop.
Yeah. My son wants to clean. He's got some white tennis shoes that he wants to clean, but he doesn't want to run them through the washer. He just wants to soak them. Well, ours,
Can't do it.
you can't do it. So I just put the stuff in a bucket, man. Just soak in the bucket. That's your best bet.
Yeah, yeah. Because they made everything better. They screwed up everything by making it better. But anyway, yeah, I can wash clothes because here it's a process. It's like if you want to, right, you have to be strategic with what you wash. Like, oh, I got a few loads of clothes to wash. What do I need immediately? Or what am I going to need first?
I got to get up early because you need something for dinner.
It's nothing worse than being lost in the in the production chain. Like, oh no, something in the dryer, there's something in the washer, brother. I ain't gonna come out for another hour and a half. So good luck. Go wear some dirty clothes wherever you're going. That's it. You can't do it. But yeah, I want to find one. I told my wife.
Well, they should.
Even
They
if it's
probably
black market.
last. Yeah, because I mean, it's got about 3 parts to it, other than the body of it. You know, you got the agitator,
yeah, same
the
thing
thing
with
that spins it, and
same thing with
thermostat.
dishwashers. Same thing with dishwashers. Dishwashers used to get stuff clean. Dishwashers used to get stuff clean. 2 things there. They messed up how much water. What are we doing treating water like water is the like that's
like
like
a scarcity.
that's most of the planet is freaking water. Okay, just because California, all right, decides to divert rivers and stuff, and they mess themselves up. Okay,
It was 70% water before coastal erosion in Louisiana was a problem. It's got to be up to 80 by now.
So we got to save water, but it uses more electricity. It does. That they're getting rid of. That they're making like off the chart expensive. So again, when I'll get that fixed whenever I'm elected, I'll get that taken care of. I'm gonna get that dang Target put in New Orleans East. We're gonna get it done. They're not gonna cancel Mardi Gras.
They deserve a Target in New Orleans.
They deserve a Target. The other thing, before I forget, because I have had people send me these things this week, and I guess whenever a topic becomes whether it's on TikTok or somebody did a video and people are talking about the new I don't think we'll call it the hot thing, but anyway, the topic they're talking about is quiet quitting. Quiet quitting, and they say it's a millennial thing, or mostly with millennials.
Is that the same as like the just don't call no show and just leave?
No, because apparently that's when you quiet. Okay, that would be one way to do it, and then we've seen that. Like my son told me the story about his friend that told him, "Yeah, I already took another job. I'm leaving." He never told anybody else. So my son's going to work, and the manager's calling, and they're trying to find this guy. And my son's like, "I don't know if I should get involved." And of course, he didn't. He could be in the mafia.
Yeah, good on him,
dude. He ain't. But that's been since he was a kid. I said, man, you need to go to law school to be a mafia lawyer, because, dude, his ability not to tell anybody anything is pretty stout.
He takes that client attorney privilege serious, and he's not even an attorney.
That's right. Clients. But this quiet quitting is you still going to work. You're just doing the bare minimum. You're not right. You're just doing enough not to get fired. Now, the thing that's funny to me is that they're talking like millennials created this. Are you kidding me? You just described half of the jobs I had. I promise you, a third of the people, and I'm not even talking about the state. Dude, you got to work with the state. Are you kidding me? We've talked before about
y'all just gave it a name.
My 3 years at working for a higher education, right? Please, man, it was all quiet quitters. You kidding me? Half the people that half the maintenance crew had a side gig that they put more time into These people were running businesses.
Well, I know here in Louisiana, you got like DOTD people will have side businesses that use the DOTD equipment.
Of course. I had a guy that we used to be years ago. We not long after we moved into this house, so it was about 20 years ago. Nice guy that would do our sprinklers. We had a sprinkler system at the time, and I didn't put it in. The guy before had this, and he became recommended by somebody. Cool dude, probably about my age, a little younger. And he did that, but then to try to bolster, he went into and made sense lawn care, right? He was going to do lawn and got, he got the equipment. And he had a couple of crews. He ended up getting out of it because he's basically, I'm not, some funny conversations. I can't describe it the way he described it here because Facebook will shut us down again. But he said, he says, these idiots, where's my stuff? They're out doing jobs on the side.
I need this pothole fixed, but Bob's got the excavator on a personal job.
Yeah, well, this guy would be like, he'd have jobs, and these guys would hit the streets. They go do that job and then pitch stuff on the side to the neighbor. We do this on the 25. And they'd use this guy's equipment and gas to do it. It's just like stealing the light at Lowe's and selling it for $10. That's a pretty good profit margin, right? So that's so quiet quitting, kind of, that's the big thing. So when I talk about it, and it's the big thing is it's all consultants that do this stuff. We need to engage, keep our employees engaged, and you kind of do. A lot of that comes with the person. I get that all the time. How do you motivate employees? Let me see what you got. Yeah. Right? Because it's like man, you ain't motivating anybody that don't want to be motivated. You're just not.
No.
I mean, look, they don't want to be here. They think they're doing you a favor being here. Half the time you run into employees, man, they hate you. Like, here's what's funny. It'd be great to get an honest assessment. Who are your good employees? Who's engaged? Who's all right? Who actively hates you? Right? Who shows up and barely works? They don't care if something breaks, or they don't care who they make them mad because they quit.
My company will hire extra people in certain key positions because they know they're going, so they can have the flexibility to fire somebody.
That's a good. Hey, look, not a bad move. Not a bad move, right? Because you hate being in that situation if it's an important job.
Right, this dude's an idiot, but I got to keep him because what am I going to do?
I used to talk about that all the time with teams of people, small teams. How often that people hang on to somebody they know is a bad deal, but they need the body. It's like we literally can't open this place of business without this many employees. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to fire the guy, but what? I'm not gonna. You run into that. And then, it's when you get that worst case scenario, you got the person that is just smart enough to realize that, right? And they don't care.
Right.
I mean, I used to be a joke. I bet you I made this joke for over 10 years to various groups about, the people that quit, they just didn't leave yet. All right. So sort of like this, right? Yeah, it's not quite quitting because these people are actually usually doing enough, just bare minimum, very low bar.
You sit on that line of what's the least I can do to not get fired.
They quit. They just didn't leave yet. Because you keep paying them every 2 weeks. You give them a reason to hang around for another 2 weeks.
Well, right? Here, I'll give you an example of that'll tick you off. So the girl we picked up last night is a teacher, and they just recently moved to New York, so this is her first year teaching there, but she's not considered an actual school system employee.
She's not considered a what? Kind of cut there.
She's not the official school system employee. I don't know the classification.
Okay.
Because despite the fact that they are thousands of teachers short in the classroom, those thousands of teachers are still on the payroll.
Oh, in New York, of course.
Yeah. Just because they're not going because of whatever reasons.
Yeah.
And so they can't hire people within that same budget. So they've got to have another bucket to hire these people.
So again, man, they need to hire us to teach an economics class and a truthful history class about what happens. That's what happens, man. Look, it happens in government. It's like government, it gets out of control. there was a time where unions 1,000% mattered. Unions were necessary, right? They were. It was sort of like the pendulum swings, and it has swung to the point now of, come on, it's the mafia. But the mafia is actually more honest. I think that you talk to people that say, you know what? Things work better when the mafia are around, because the mafia only mess with people that typically needed messing with, right? And but yeah, no, it's insanity. Or you get disciplined, you get taken out of a classroom, and yeah, they pay you to go sit in a room.
Yeah, I
Right?
need that kind of job. I'm good at sitting around doing nothing.
Man, I tell you,
I
right?
just can't afford it.
Well, all right. Maybe you could be, so a couple of things. Speaking about Ford, just we can kind of come back to these, but I just, all the stink, rightfully so. The IRS about to muscle up 87,000, and that last let's reduce, let's put out the campfire with gasoline bill they passed about, we're going to reduce inflation. So 87,000. I think it almost doubles the size of the IRS.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I think most of us were looking around saying, you know what we need? You know what we need? I don't think we got enough people, because they can get you on anything, man. I mean, I don't care how simple. I got somebody right now you would think I got a degree in accounting and I can't figure out half the stuff wait, what's that rule? What's that law? How this rate changed? How do you, right? So they can always get you. But the thing now is they're literally saying, they want, you can use deadly force, like they're hiring IRS agents.
Yeah. You saw that the job description,
to carry a gun and use deadly what?
the same people who don't want anybody to carry a gun are encouraging,
But did you see
the least qualified among us?
Did you see some of the videos that have been released about some of the training? And I can't believe they're releasing some of the training. Oh, dude, you ought to see the crew of yawns they got. I mean, it's almost like they're doing it on purpose. Like they want to make you go, huh? Like it's like, and don't take this wrong. It's like the thing with I saw, I might have been a comedian or somebody made a funny comment about police. And, there was a time where most police looked like they could take you down. Like police were bad, and you still have them out there. You still got, but they got some that you look at and think, man, that's almost encouraging resisting. Like, I don't think you can take me, man. I know you can't catch me. I know you so
at least, politely say, look, I'm going to let you catch me. I'm going to let you take me. But I just want you to know, if push came to shove.
Yeah. This ain't going your way. And your partner over there that didn't even get, but so it's that. So we just, Dave and Juan just want to go on record saying we support the 87,000 new.
That's right.
And if you show up armed,
all of the deductions I take.
Man, look, and it's all been jokes. That stuff he jokes about, it's just jokes. It's just,
and the lost revenue that I claim on this year's taxes, they're documented here because of the Facebook screw up.
100%.
So
100%.
When I take money off of my income,
100%,
you go back and watch this podcast.
Yep. And the other thing too is we started talking about last week, and it's like the rage. It's all over the place. And now, and I want to say, man, I want to say I saw something on TV the other day. It's pickleball. Dude,
I saw, it was the day last week when there was no sports on TV. I've never seen anybody play it. Is like a specific?
Listen,
I mean, I saw it on TV, but is there a pickleball court? Do you use
a
tennis court?
I think they converted, or they, like one of the tennis courts in my neighborhood. I think you shorten it and do whatever. And man, listen, this is something that was invented, I believe, for a bunch of old people in Florida who are not.
It's like outside ping pong.
They're not, pretty much. So, and that's fine. Look, that's like playing any game. That's okay, fine. But man, these people that are now pretending this is like a sport. Oh, stop it. Stop. If I was the #1 ranked pickleball player in the United States of America, I would hide that fact. I would say, no, don't talk about that. Because I got news for you. Whoever, And because I get annoyed when people that just they find something very specific that nobody does a lot of, and then they become they're the best at that. Stop it. I'll go find an average tennis player, give that guy 30 minutes to figure out the rules, and he will destroy you. Okay.
Well, it's,
If you're going to beat him, it's only because he doesn't know the rules yet. Let that guy learn the rules. Yeah, back in the day, I had a buddy in college brought me to play. I never played racquetball in my life, but I played tennis. Man, I won regionals. I can play tennis. And I remember telling him, he's got to play racquetball. And I remember telling him, yeah, I'm going to kill you, dude. Okay. No,
I think racquetball is a little easier than tennis because, you know,
I thought it was
longer to hit the ball.
I thought it was. I smoked him. I mean, it was sort of like, and it took me about 5 minutes to learn the rule. Now, again, that was a long
in
time
tennis,
ago.
the ball's out. In racquetball, it banks off the wall.
It's like, dude, this is not your day. I know you think you're here to teach this to me, but right now, heck, you can get a good ping pong player if they still got good mobility. They'll probably beat the pickleball. So I don't know why I'm hating on pickleball.
Looks like tennis without moving.
You know, they move a little bit, but I saw some of the things like these guys and they're young. They're like probably in their 20s, maybe lower 30s, you know, they're obviously in shape. And I just look at these people and say, all right, you never can make it in, right? Right. You can't play. You're not that good at tennis. You're not that good at whatever. You can't play basketball.
Well, I am not an athlete. Never have considered myself an athlete. I know, shocking.
Even when you were putting Chuck Taylors to the side
I
of
didn't consider that an athlete. Man,
No.
that was, you know, but between pickleball, spike ball, cornhole, all on ESPN. That's not, you know, I know this guy who's a fisherman and he fishes for whatever you call the tournaments and stuff. And he considers himself an athlete.
Seriously.
Yes.
Fisherman considers himself an athlete.
Yes. And so, you know, we have a cornhole contest coming up at work in a couple of weeks. I don't know if I need to start working out.
Dude, you know how, don't get me wrong, fishing's great, but even boulders look at fishermen and saying, you ain't no athlete. Come on, man. We can both drink beer while we do what we're supposedly doing, but you know, you can drink more beer fishing than you can bowling and still do it well. But
when my daughter did competitive cheer and the coaches would refer to them as athletes, I'd say, oh, come on.
Well, no.
It's athletic.
It's athletic. Yeah, you're right. It's athletic. I don't think anything is any competition that requires someone else to judge it is not a sport.
Right.
It's not a sport. I'm sorry. Hey, boy, I know that offends a lot of people. I don't care if it's diving. I don't care if it's gymnastics. I don't care. Man, you got to be able to time it or keep score. If it's a bunch of other idiots that are saying, that was about a 9.8, and then the dive, you know, when you factor in the dive was a kind of a difficult dive. No. You know, anytime the East German judge is involved, and I know that doesn't even exist anymore, but back in the day, it was a famous, you know, and the 9.8, East Germany, 8.2. All right. You know,
What would you give this podcast?
depends who gets to see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I don't know, dude. You know, for us, it's always fives. It's always fives. Good. You roll out of bed with a 5. You know, every now and then you peek to, I don't know. We'll let the world decide, because we've always been kind of funny. Like some that just get a lot of views all of a sudden. What was special about that? I don't know. You know,
I just want to say the one that had my picture as a thumbnail.
it got up there.
Lit it up.
It got up there.
Lit
It didn't get Drew Brees numbers, but it got up there.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Going to close on that. By the way, I'm going to be in New Orleans in a few weeks. We're going to do a Saints weekend, go and see the Bengals.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Look, man, do you think
It'll be hard to figure out who to pull for?
I'm pulling for Joe Burrow? I'm not going to do it because the section we sit in are just entirely Saints fanatics. But I got news for you. There's going to be a lot of people in the dome cheering for Joe Burrow. They will.
Yeah.
And apparently the Saints are supposed to be pretty stacked. Saints are supposed to have a pretty.
They look good, you know.
You know?
Third string quarterback. I don't know about him, but
There you
yeah,
go.
he did make it through a quarter last night without fumbling.
But
so.
here's where it's gonna work for you, because Sean Payton, who is brilliant, everybody loves Sean Payton, is gone, and he was absolutely man crush in love with Tyson. Now whoever the new coach is, Tate, whatever his name is, whatever, he ain't a quarterback. He's great. He's an athlete. He's a football player. He ain't a quarterback.
A nice catch and run last night.
Okay,
tight end.
Okay, there you go. You got another coach that's not exactly like forcing him. You know, that was the only thing. Okay, we're really going to
yeah.
We'll talk about that down the line. But I just, Every time they brought Hill into the game, 98% of the time they brought him in, the play had something to do with him. So it was like, you're not fooling anybody.
Right.
You're not fooling anybody, right? Oh, watch that guy right there.
Yeah. It's called a drive killer.
All right. Get him out of here. Time to push the button. See if any of this stuff stuck to tape. Let's hope it did. And let's hope that we can actually finagle our way through the Facebook and YouTube things. The Shawses. We got to get through the
customer service departments.
The customer service Shawses to get to you. But hey, in between now and then, if you want to reach out to us, please feel free. It's Dave at Juan at protonmail.com. And bro, we're everywhere.
And everywhere except maybe Facebook ads. But if they got a podcast, where you can, or a place where you can stream a podcast, we're there.
Look harder. If you can't find us, look harder. We're there. Try a different spelling. Who knows? We're going to be there and worth the wait. And like while we're getting out of there, I'm going to try to do that today. It's a Saturday. I'm probably going to get more rain today, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get out there. And guys, the only way to have the best week of your life is
Make
to have
it better.
Have the best day. And that starts with
hour.
Man, look. And it's not a suggestion. It's not a hint. Do we look like we're implying anything? No, we're pretty blunt. It's a freaking
That's right. It's a mandate, man. It's a
mandate. Get out there, try to live your best life, bro. Seriously. Do it. What else you gonna do? Like whatever you decide to
quit.
Do. Man, whether you're watching TV, whether you going for a walk, whether you're boiling crawfish, I don't think it's season anymore. Whatever you're doing, pay attention to it. Do it good. Do it more good. Do it more good than you did before.
Do it more better.
Do it more better. Whatever your best was.
Better.
And when you're done and you say, that was the best I could possibly do. Wait next time. Wait next time.
You just set a new bar.
Make your best better. That's what we're saying. That's what we try to do here. That's what all the people at Dave and Juan, all the people behind the scenes at Dave and One More Time.
That's right. They're fulfilling the mandates.
We're always trying to bring it to you. But until then, we hope you have a fantastic one. We look forward to hopefully seeing you again. Fresh ones drop on Monday. We're here all the time. Go back and look at some old stuff. You'd be surprised.
Go back, check last week. It was a great one.
Oh my gosh. Go find last week. Man, that was
with the puppy picture. Picture.
Yeah, go find the puppy picture. How did that not blow up? But I mean, there you go. It's one of those things. You live and you learn. Go find that one too. Some of this stuff will make sense. Until then, have a great one. Love you, bro.
Back at ya. Riley's birthday was the other day, so we're taking her and a group of her friends axe throwing. So, yeah.
Man, y'all, let me show you how we did that when I was a kid.
It's not, dude, I've went already. It's not easy. When we went, the first thing I said was, let me ask you a question. I said, how on earth is this possible that you can have axe throwing and liquor in the same facility? It's not like a batting cage where the bat and the balls are behind the gate.
Well, we just did some studying and come to find out throughout history, most of the time when people were throwing axes, they were drunk.
We're trying to make an authentic experience for you.
Because most sober people will look at an axe and not think, I need to throw that.
Right.
You get lit up like, I bet you I can throw this.
I bet I could hit that and make it stick.
Why?